Wow, should I buy this for supper? It looks really spicy though.
Hey, Yiming!
God, is that you?
No, it's me, your guardian angel. How's your shopping experience so far?
Not bad, I guess.
Have you ever wondered how supermarkets decide where to put their products? Or how they decide how many of each product to sell?
Yes.
Great! Let me take you through some background knowledge of this industry.
Sure.
Chain grocery retailing actually took off around the beginning of the 20th century in the United States of America. Some characteristics include, firstly, it was very small, typically less than 1,000 square feet. Secondly, it focused on one aspect of food retailing, such as dry grocery items, canned goods, and non-perishable items. Thirdly, butchers and greengrocers were of separate entities. However, they were still close to each other because of convenience sake. Chain grocery retails eventually evolved to groceteria, also known as a self-serve supermarket. Products were still limited, involving mostly canned goods, vegetables, and baking needs. They were still small and had no aisles. However, they were still highly profitable. Even so, customers still find it inconvenient how they had to visit several stores to check off their groceries list. 1930s to the 1940s saw the introduction of the term supermarket. There were large chain store expansions that focused on the quantity of products. As such, the number of consumable products grown exponentially. It also saw the drive-in market phenomenon originated from Los Angeles, where several complementary food retailers locate within the same small location surrounding a parking lot. As such, there was a single entity despite being all under separate ownerships. Also, all segments of grocery were situated in one central location. Fast forward to the 1950s to the 1960s, there were suburbs and shopping centers that were brightly colored. They also had easily recognized modern establishments in affluent areas. In the 1970s, discounters and warehouse stores were introduced, also known as stores that boosted carpeting, specialty departments, etc. etc. In the 1980s to the 1990s, there were market segmentation, and there introduced the launch of upscale stores, warehouses, and mergers. Last but not least, the 1990s marked the start of internet retailers as consumers started consuming products online. The supermarkets joined and utilized big data in the supermarket industry.
What kind of analytics are out there?
The supermarket industry is an appropriate industry to utilize big data due to its prevalence and importance in our lives and its prominence everywhere. More often than not, the products that we consume come so easily, so much so that we overlook how the industry manages itself and take the backbone of the supermarkets for granted. There are over hundreds of supermarket brands globally, and some common supermarket retailers include 7-Eleven and Tesco. Even in the NTU campus, there are two main supermarkets, Giant and Prime, which serves the needs of the student population. Supermarkets are very important as they sell food items that are necessary for our own survival. Secondly, we were intrigued by the challenges faced by supermarkets. With the large number of players in this industry, competition between the different supermarkets is rife, and it is interesting to find out how each supermarket operates behind the scenes to gain advantages over their competitors. In this industry, challenges include the perishable nature of food and the complexity of storage logistics. To add on, the emergence of online supermarkets, where everything is becoming increasingly digitalized, resulted in the lowering of profit margins for physical supermarket stores. Lastly, the supermarket industry has huge potential in the utilization of big data analytics. Big data analytics can be used to solve many existing issues plaguing the industry, such as understanding consumer behavior and inefficient product placement. With big data analytics, there is also potential for the supermarket industry to increase their revenue and bring the industry closer to greater heights. Through the data collected from looking at customers' purchase history and other means, supermarket chains can use data analytics to solve and tackle challenges. Isn't that interesting? Do you wish to know more?
Yes. How can big data analytics be used in supermarkets?
Descriptive analytics can be defined as data that are obtained, and through that, the results are summarized and thereafter identify patterns and past trends across several dimensions. The information obtained would be able to answer questions such as what happened, what is happening now. Hence, in relation to supermarket industry, what are the general trends of consumers? What are the most popular and least attractive products? Using the case study of Walmart, an American multinational retail corporation, their supermarket adopted technology to aid in their data collection process through the customers' movements that are analyzed in order to gain greater insight into their habits and their buying behavior. With the help of indoor localization via Bluetooth, the position of the shopping cart is determined within the sales area. In the back end, the consumer's walking routes are visualized, and using heat maps with high traffic and low traffic areas can be generated and then studied. This data can then solve issues or better aid processes of the supermarket when it comes to predicting seasonal needs, streamlining replenishment needs, reducing the risk of recalls, getting insights about parts-related data, enabling cross-selling to encourage more product movement, enhancing loss prevention strategies, and even ensuring more inventory successes.
Predictive analysis is used when one wants to make an educated guess at predicting the probability of a future event occurring. By looking at past and real-time data, predictive analysis builds predictions and classification models to determine if additional trends and relationships exist, and this allows its users to gain insights and identify important predictors for a given outcome. In the case of supermarket retailers, a challenge that they face is that the demand for different products vary across time and space, and this makes it difficult for the supermarket retailers to stock up in the most optimum way to fulfill the demand from the customers. Should the retailers stock up too little, it will not only lead to a fall in revenue, it will also cause customers to be dissatisfied, and this may potentially lead to a loss of loyalty from these customers. Should the retailers stock up too much, it will not only lead to additional financial costs from product wastage, especially when it comes to perishables, it can also lead to issues such as food wastage and environmental damage. While there were traditional methods of predicting sales, these methods only resulted in conservative forecasts and cannot factor in missed sales due to complex factors such as items being out of stock, time of day, weather, or holidays. Through predictive analytics, retailers can gain insights into consumer patterns to help predict whether a particular product will be in demand or not based on past data as well as current trends. This will aid them in looking out for which products are the most and the least profitable during different time periods, and they can also monitor how quickly products leave the shelves. This will then allow them to adjust their stock levels accordingly by helping them predict when to restock and how much to restock. An example of this usage of predictive analytics can be seen in UK supermarket retailer Waitrose that use analytic tools to help them monitor and analyze demand signals in perishable products by looking at activity cycles throughout the day. This includes looking at peak hours for sales and store traffic, while also taking into account of local events and holidays, social trends, as well as local buying habits. This will then help them maintain optimized stocks and reduce wastage on their perishables. Similarly, UK retailer Tesco also managed to save millions in inventory costs that would have otherwise expired by forecasting sales of product for each store based on historical sales and weather data. For example, they use clustering to make sure products are predictable and behave in the right way, and this allows them to order them in an efficient way such that there are no wastage or shortage. Locally, NTUC FairPrice also uses data analytics to help them improve inventory accuracy and order the right quantities of each product. They even analyze social media to better understand their customers through looking at their needs, wants, and concerns. This will then allow them to predict trends and consumption behaviors in their customers quickly and effectively. Evidently, using data analytics allows supermarket retailers to look at customers' consumption patterns and trends to forecast future demands for different products. Not only that, data analytics also enable them to respond quickly to the unspoken needs of consumers, as well as any changing tastes and habits of the customers. By utilizing the predictive models and implementing changes to inventory management, supermarket retailers are not only able to prevent wastage, they are also able to retain customer satisfaction and, most importantly, maximize profits.
Prescriptive analytics is a form of analytics which uses machine learning, pattern recognition, and models to proactively suggest next steps or actions based on analysis across complex criteria and data, especially when you have important or time-sensitive decisions to make. The objective of prescriptive analytics is not only to predict future outcomes, but to make recommendations based on those outcomes. Descriptive and predictive analytics focus on current data and don't provide detailed recommendations. Hence, they don't help grocers make the quick changes required in every store to maximize revenues and profits in today's dynamic marketplace. One of the challenges that prescriptive analytics help to address is the issue of product placement. Brands often have difficulty deciding where is the optimal position to place their products on the shelf for best visibility while justifying the costs so that they can continue to make profits. In part, this is due to the fact that such a decision is different for every product, and it also depends on other factors like the store location, which caters to different customer demographics. One example of how prescriptive analytics was used to address such a problem would be how Trax Retail, an analytics company, helped Nescafe determine the best shelving option to place its products by analyzing a large amount of varied data, including CCTV images, customer demographics, shelf positions, competitor adjacency, as well as sales data. The prescriptive analytics determined that the prime spot for Nescafe to place its products was on shelf 4 of the supermarket. This allowed their customer, Nescafe, to gain tailor-made insights into its product placement strategies, which could be seen through quantifiable results of potential increased sales. There is a potential to increase sales by 23% if Nescafe products were to be placed on shelf 4 as compared to shelf 5 and 3, despite all being in the I zone. This is extremely useful for Nescafe and the supermarket retailers because this insight helps brands like Nescafe increase its profit through maximized sales. Another challenge that prescriptive analytics could be useful for is that customers tend to get unhappy and frustrated easily when waiting in long lines to pay for their products. They could end up leaving the queue and not buying these products, resulting in a loss of business for supermarkets. One example would be how Walmart uses facial recognition technology to identify such customers, thereafter sending notifications to the staff recommending which checkout counters should be operated to reduce overcrowding. Prescriptive analysis would also help Walmart identify when the peak periods are and where the locations with high demands are. Hence, they would be able to make improvements through planned workforce allocation in order to meet these demands. This form of analysis enhances their ability to react quickly to situations through real-time updates and analysis of data, allowing Walmart to maintain and improve customer satisfaction while minimizing potential loss in business due to disgruntled customers.
Wow, that was really interesting. I've learned so much.
The importance of big data analytics helps organizations harness their data and use it to identify new opportunities. That, in turn, leads to smarter business moves, more efficient operations, higher profits, and happier customers, which in the supermarket's case is to preserve customers' loyalty and enhance users' experience through predicting shopping trends and buyer habits. This data helps the store not just know what to stock, but how to place them in the store. For example, if two products are typically bought together, should they be placed in the same or near aisles? Therefore, now you know why your shopping experience is in this particular way. Our lifestyle have been all planned out for us.
That's a good wrap up. Thanks for teaching me so much about this industry and the applications of big data analytics. Now I'm able to appreciate supermarkets even more.